Deep within the heart of south-central Africa lies South Luangwa National Park, a sprawling expanse of raw, untamed wilderness that pulses with the rhythm of life itself. Here the land stretches endlessly, a tapestry woven from riverine forests, open savannas and dense woodlands, each habitat supporting a unique cast of wild inhabitants. Sculpted over millennia by the inexorable forces of the Great Rift Valley, this landscape bears silent witness to the passage of time. As the first rays of dawn pierce the horizon, golden light spills across weathered cliffs and ancient riverbeds, awakening a chorus of birdsong and the distant rumble of hooves. The valley stirs, every shadow and glimmer a testament to the cycles of birth, death, and renewal. The Luangwa River, the valley's lifeblood, meanders through fertile floodplains and tangled forests, shaping the land and sustaining its inhabitants. Along its banks, elephants move in silent procession, their matriarchs guiding herds with ancient wisdom. Each step leaves a print in the soft mud, a fleeting mark in the endless cycle of migration. In the dappled shadows, a leopard glides through the undergrowth, its rosette-patterned coat blending seamlessly with the foliage, every sinew coiled in anticipation. Beneath the surface, crocodiles lie in wait, masters of patience and stealth. As dusk descends, the air grows heavy with anticipation. Lions, the valley's apex predators, emerge from the tall grass, their golden eyes catching the moon's pale glow. The pride moves with silent coordination, each member attuned to the subtlest cues. Under the cloak of darkness, they become phantoms, masters of stealth and strategy, stalking the herds that graze under the stars. Every hunt is a delicate balance of risk and reward, a nightly drama that shapes the fate of predator and prey alike. By day, giraffes stretch their necks to pluck tender leaves from the highest branches, their long tongues deftly navigating thorns. Antelope graze in the open, their senses finely tuned to the slightest movement, a flicker of shadow, a whisper of wind. Even the smallest creatures, from industrious dung beetles to swarming termites, play vital roles in recycling nutrients and aerating the soil, ensuring the health of this intricate ecosystem. The seasons here are dramatic architects of change. With the arrival of the rains, the floodplains swell into shimmering wetlands, drawing vast flocks of waterbirds and herds of grazing animals. Fish spawn in the newly formed channels, and amphibians emerge from dormancy to breed in ephemeral pools. When the dry months return, the river recedes to a lifeline, and animals converge at shrinking waterholes, forging uneasy truces as competition intensifies. Survival demands adaptability, and every species has evolved unique strategies to endure the extremes. Yet even in this ancient sanctuary, the balance is precarious. Prolonged droughts parch the land, testing the resilience of every creature. The distant scars of deforestation and bushfires creep ever closer, threatening to unravel the delicate web of life that has persisted here for millennia. Each loss reverberates through the ecosystem, altering the intricate relationships that sustain the valley. As the sun dips below the horizon, the Luangwa River glows in the fading light, its waters reflecting the wild beauty of an unspoiled world. Carmine bee-eaters wheel overhead, their calls echoing across the floodplain. Here, every creature, predator and prey, insect and giant, plays a vital role in the ongoing story of survival. The fate of the valley rests on the harmony of its wild inhabitants, each one a thread in the ancient tapestry of life. This is South Luangwa, a land where resilience is tested daily and the indomitable spirit of Africa endures wild and free. In 2023, the Luangwa Valley, as captured in this YouTube documentary, became a stark testament to the power of El Niño. The phenomenon unleashed a relentless drought, transforming the once vibrant savannah into a landscape of hardship and scarcity. From above, the valley appears as a patchwork of cracked earth and faded vegetation, the sun beating down mercilessly on a world stripped of its usual vitality. The seasonal rains, so vital to life here, never arrived. Rivers that once carved lifelines through the valley dwindled to mere trickles, their beds fractured and exposed. The soil, deprived of moisture, hardened into a mosaic of fissures, while the skeletal remains of trees stood as silent witnesses to the vanished streams. Dust devils, whipped up by the wind, danced across the barren valley floor, further eroding what little remained. Waterholes, once bustling with life, evaporated under the relentless sun. Only muddy remnants persisted, drawing desperate herds from miles around. Here, hippos, normally submerged in deep pools, were forced to huddle in shrinking muddy wallows, their skin caked and cracked. Crocodiles, apex predators of the waterways, found themselves stranded in isolated puddles, their survival now dependent on patience and the hope of rain. Grazers such as zebra, puku and impala scoured the barren plains for the last tufts of grass, their bodies growing gaunt as nutrition vanished. Kudu, with their selective browsing habits, searched for edible leaves among withered shrubs. Predators, too, felt the strain. Lions and leopards, usually masters of stealth, now stalked weakened prey through a landscape stripped of cover, their hunting strategies forced to adapt to the open, unforgiving terrain. The entire ecosystem teetered on the edge of collapse. Competition intensified, not only between hunters and hunted, but among scavengers as well. Vultures circled high above, their keen eyes searching for any sign of weakness. Hyenas prowled the periphery, ever alert to the struggles of others, ready to seize any opportunity that drought might provide. In these harsh times, animals relied on ancient instincts and the strength of their social bonds. Elephant herds clustered around their matriarchs, who drew on decades of memory to guide the group to hidden water sources. Baboons groomed and shared precious shade, reinforcing social ties that would help them endure. Giraffes moved in tight-knit groups, their vigilance heightened as they searched for the last green leaves high in the canopy. The park became a crucible of both desperation and determination. Herds of wildebeest and zebra migrated across dust-choked plains in search of relief, while warthogs adapted by digging for roots and tubers deep beneath the hardened surface. Each step was a gamble, as the risk of exhaustion and predation grew with every passing day. Each species responded with unique survival strategies. Cape buffalo, renowned for their resilience, dug into riverbeds to uncover hidden pockets of moisture. African wild dogs, highly social and strategic, coordinated their hunts in the open, relying on teamwork to outmaneuver weakened prey. Bushbuck waded into reeds to extract every drop of moisture, while birds probed the mud for insects and larvae, capitalizing on resources overlooked by larger animals. The environmental impacts were profound. Lightning storms rumbled across the horizon, promising rain but delivering only fleeting hope. Bones bleached in the sun, silent markers of those who could not endure. As the sun set behind skeletal trees, a heavy silence settled over the valley, a landscape marked by both loss and the relentless will to survive. Yet, in the face of adversity, The true spirit of Luangwa's wildlife shone through. The determined gaze of a lion, the wary eyes of a leopard, and the unwavering leadership of an elephant matriarch all spoke to a resilience forged by generations of survival. Against all odds, these animals endured, resourceful, adaptive, and fiercely determined to persist until the rains returned and life could begin anew. In the parched heart of Luangwa, the relentless drought sculpts the land into a crucible of survival. Here, the lions are not merely predators, they are architects of resilience, shaped by the unforgiving rhythm of scarcity and opportunity. Each sunrise brings a new trial, demanding unity, adaptability, and the sharpest instincts. The Niño pride, a coalition of 8 adults and 6 cubs, is a living network of roles and relationships. Lionesses form the backbone, nurturing, instructing, and forging the next generation's survival skills. Males, vigilant and imposing, patrol the boundaries, their presence a deterrent to rivals and scavengers alike. Every interaction, from a gentle nuzzle to a stern rebuke, reinforces the social fabric that binds them. As twilight descends, the pride's hunting prowess comes alive. Lionesses, masters of silent communication, orchestrate their approach with precision. Each flick of a tail or subtle grunt a signal in the darkness. Nightfall cloaks their movements, granting them the edge as their eyes cut through the gloom, seeking the faintest sign of prey. With antelope herds scattered and scarce, the pride's focus shifts to the formidable Cape buffalo. These giants, ever wary, form living fortresses, horns poised, senses sharpened. The lions must decipher the herd's shifting energy, searching for a momentary lapse, a vulnerable calf, or an aging bull on the periphery. When the balance tips, the pride becomes a living machine. Lionesses fan out, encircling their quarry with calculated intent. The attack is a symphony of roles. Some distract, drawing the herd's fury, while others surge from the shadows, targeting the isolated. Each movement is honed by hunger and the memory of hunts past. Yet brute force is only one thread in the tapestry of survival. The pride's endurance hinges on strategy, knowing when to strike, when to bide their time, and when to retreat, conserving precious energy for the next opportunity. The drought's pressure intensifies competition. In the shadows, a seasoned lioness confronts a leopard at a contested carcass. Her approach is measured, her dominance asserted not by brute strength, but by the weight of experience. Her presence alone enough to claim the spoils, a testament to the hierarchy etched by years of survival. Failure is woven into the fabric of life here. Not every pursuit ends in victory. Each mischance is a lesson. Cubs observe, absorbing the nuances of patience, timing, and the humility required to endure repeated setbacks. Through adversity, the pride's cohesion is tested and strengthened. They move as a single entity, sharing the spoils, shielding the young, and adapting to the ever-shifting landscape. Their unity is both shield and sword against the relentless drought. In this stark wilderness, survival is reserved for those who blend raw power with keen intelligence. Adaptation is not a choice, but a necessity. Each lion a testament to the resilience demanded by the land. Every decision is a wager against the elements. The drought is an unforgiving arbiter, testing not only muscle but the mind, requiring foresight, patience, and the ability to read both prey and rival with unerring accuracy. In Luangwa, survival is a living legacy, woven from risk, strategy, and the wisdom passed from elder to cub. The pride's journey is one of adaptation and unity, a relentless pursuit of life against the odds, etched into the very bones of the land. Deep within the untamed heart of Luangwa Valley, survival is not a solitary pursuit, but a symphony of cooperation. Here, every animal, whether predator or prey, relies on the strength of the group, forging intricate alliances that are essential for enduring the relentless challenges of the African wilderness. In this landscape, the fate of the individual is inseparable from the collective. Cape buffalo, renowned for their formidable presence, gather in tightly knit herds that can number in the hundreds. Each buffalo is both a guardian and a beneficiary of the group's vigilance. Decisions, such as when to move or where to graze, are made through subtle cues and collective behavior. When danger threatens, the herd transforms into a living fortress, forming a protective barrier with the strongest adults on the perimeter and the vulnerable calves shielded at the center. This synchronized defense is a powerful deterrent, often forcing even the most determined predators to reconsider their attack. When lions launch an assault, the buffalo respond with remarkable unity. The herd surges as one, adults lowering their horns and charging in unison to repel the invaders. This coordinated resistance not only protects the young, but can turn the tide against Africa's apex predators, showcasing the extraordinary power of collective action. African wild dogs, among the continent's most endangered carnivores, exemplify the importance of social cohesion. Before each hunt, the pack gathers, communicating through a chorus of high-pitched calls and ritualized sneezing, a unique form of democratic decision-making. Only when consensus is reached does the pack set out, moving with astonishing coordination. Their cooperative tactics allow them to outmaneuver prey much larger than themselves, achieving hunting success rates unrivaled by any other African predator. Meerkats, though small in stature, are masters of teamwork. Living in close-knit colonies, they maintain constant vigilance, with sentinels posted to scan for danger. When a snake or other predator approaches, the group bands together, mobbing the threat with coordinated movements and piercing alarm calls. This united front confuses and intimidates intruders, dramatically increasing the survival odds for every member of the colony. Across the vast plains, interspecies alliances emerge as a vital survival strategy. Zebras and wildebeest, for example, often graze side by side. While zebras possess keen eyesight, wildebeest rely on acute hearing and smell. By combining their senses, these species create a formidable early warning system, making it far more difficult for stealthy predators to approach undetected. Such partnerships are not born of friendship, but of necessity, each species leveraging the strengths of the other to enhance their collective security. Environmental hardships, such as prolonged droughts, test the resilience of every creature in Luangwa. During these times, animals embark on epic migrations, travelling in massive groups across parched landscapes in search of dwindling waterholes and grazing grounds. By moving together, they not only increase their chances of locating scarce resources, but also reduce the risk of ambush by opportunistic predators who target the weak and isolated. From the thunderous herds of buffalo to the vigilant meerkat colonies, collective survival is woven into the very fabric of life here. Each group, whether predator or prey, has evolved unique strategies, complex communication, coordinated defense, and shared vigilance, all designed to maximize the odds of survival in a world where danger is ever present. In Luangwa, unity is not merely a tactic, it is the essence of existence. Through cooperation, adaptation, and the forging of unlikely alliances, animals overcome the formidable challenges of their environment, ensuring that the story of survival continues in one of Africa's wildest and most awe-inspiring landscapes. In the heart of Africa's parched savannah, as seen in the YouTube documentary, elephants emerge as the valley's lifeline. Their presence is not just a spectacle of size and strength, but a vital force when water is scarce and the land is gripped by drought. Guided by the wisdom of matriarchs, these giants recall ancient migratory routes and the secret locations of hidden water, knowledge passed down through generations. With their powerful trunks, elephants dig deep into the sun-baked riverbeds, unearthing precious water far beneath the surface. This behavior, captured in the video, is a testament to their intelligence and memory, honed by centuries of survival in unforgiving conditions. The wells they create become vital gathering points for a multitude of species. Baboons, impala, warthogs, and even wary predators are drawn by the promise of life-giving water. Each animal waits its turn, a silent truce forged by necessity and the unspoken rules of the wild. The video reveals this delicate choreography where survival depends on patience and respect for the elephant's engineering. Elephants are true ecosystem engineers. Their digging not only provides water, but also transforms the landscape itself. As they carve wells into the riverbeds, they create microhabitats, pockets of moist earth that become havens for insects, amphibians, and birds. These small sanctuaries, highlighted in the documentary, support a web of life that would otherwise vanish in the dry season. In a single dry season, every functioning well in southern Luangwa is the work of elephants. Their relentless search for water leaves a network of oases scattered across the valley, each one a testament to their persistence and environmental impact. The aerial footage from the video shows these wells as lifelines, connecting species across the harsh landscape. Their remarkable memory and immense strength allow them to access water unreachable to others. By drawing water from deep beneath the earth, elephants turn barren stretches into sanctuaries of hope. This ability, documented in the film, is crucial for the survival of countless animals during the most unforgiving months. At these wells, a unique choreography unfolds. Elephants drink first, then step aside, permitting antelope, birds, and even cautious carnivores to quench their thirst. This act of sharing, observed in the YouTube video, binds the ecosystem together during its most fragile moments, ensuring that life persists even when the odds are stacked against it. The survival of elephants ensures the survival of countless others. Their ingenuity and cooperation ripple through the wild, sustaining life when the world seems dry and unforgiving. As the documentary reveals, elephants are not just survivors. They are architects of hope, shaping the destiny of the savannah with every well they dig. As the Luangwa River recedes beneath the relentless African sun, its once vast waters fracture into a patchwork of isolated pools. These shrinking sanctuaries, as seen in this YouTube documentary, become crucibles of survival, where aquatic life is forced into ever tighter quarters, and the line between predator and prey blurs with each passing day. The river's retreat exposes not only the vulnerability of its inhabitants, but also the hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface. Nile crocodiles, ancient apex predators, now find themselves marooned in muddy prisons, their formidable power diminished by the scarcity of prey and the suffocating heat. As fish populations plummet and water temperatures soar, these legendary hunters are pushed to the brink, their bodies wasting away in a desperate bid for survival. The drying river transforms the hunter into the hunted, as starvation and dehydration become the most insidious predators of all. The parched earth reveals dangers that are often invisible to the naked eye. Crocodile and turtle nests, once safely hidden beneath moist sand, are now exposed to the punishing sun. The extreme heat not only destroys fragile eggs, but also disrupts the delicate balance of hatchling sex ratios, a subtle yet profound threat to future generations. The river's decline thus imperils not just the present, but the very continuity of life along its banks. Hippos, too, are drawn into the river's deadly embrace. Forced into overcrowded, stagnant pools, these massive herbivores endure suffocating conditions. Their thick skin glistens with a natural secretion, often called blood sweat, which offers some protection from the sun and infection. Yet, as space diminishes, aggression intensifies. Violent clashes erupt, and the risk of injury and disease escalates dramatically. The aftermath of these brutal confrontations is stark. Open wounds fester in the stagnant bacteria-laden water, while infectious diseases sweep through the weakened herds. The riverbed, once a thriving artery of life, is now littered with the bones of the fallen, a haunting testament to the unforgiving cycles of drought and scarcity. Even the most iconic predators are not spared from the river's decline. Crocodiles and hippos, symbols of strength and resilience, are reduced to mere shadows of their former selves, their survival hanging by a thread as the environment turns hostile. The hidden dangers of dehydration, starvation, and disease are relentless, sparing neither the strong nor the weak. The drying Luangwa River, as powerfully depicted in this YouTube video, lays bare the fragility of life in Africa's wild heart. Predator and prey are forced into uneasy proximity, their destinies entwined by the merciless drought. Here, every drop of water is a battleground, every shadow a potential threat, and survival is a daily struggle against both visible and invisible hazards. Deep within the wild expanse of Luangwa, every creature carries a survival kit, an intricate set of adaptations refined over countless generations. In this YouTube exploration of Africa's fiercest predators, we witness how each species is armed with extraordinary tools, each uniquely suited to the unforgiving demands of the African wilderness. The honey badger, often underestimated, is a marvel of evolutionary engineering. Its skin is not only thick and loose, allowing it to twist and slip from the jaws of lions or leopards, but also nearly impervious to bee stings and porcupine quills. This tenacious mammal's resistance to snake venom is legendary, enabling it to hunt cobras and puff adders with a boldness few dare match. In the wild, the honey badger's role as both predator and scavenger helps regulate populations of venomous snakes, maintaining a delicate ecological balance. The black mamba, featured in this video as Africa's swiftest serpent, is a master of both speed and stealth. Its slender, muscular body propels it across the savannah at up to 20 kilometers per hour, while its potent neurotoxins can bring down prey in moments. The mamba's cryptic coloration allows it to vanish into the undergrowth, making it a near-invisible threat. As both predator and prey, the black mamba plays a crucial role in controlling rodent populations, shaping the ecosystem from the shadows. Leopards, the silent phantoms of the forest, possess a suite of adaptations that set them apart. Their powerful limbs and retractable claws allow them to hoist heavy prey into the safety of tree branches, far from scavengers. Spotted coats break up their outline, rendering them nearly invisible among dappled leaves. As solitary hunters, leopards play a vital ecological role, controlling herbivore numbers and shaping the structure of their habitats. The elusive black panther, a rare melanistic leopard, is a master of nocturnal stealth. Its dark coat is more than camouflage. It absorbs moonlight, allowing the panther to move undetected through dense forests and shadowy thickets. This adaptation gives it a unique advantage in ambush hunting, and its presence in the ecosystem helps regulate prey populations under the cover of darkness. Across the savannah, every adaptation tells a story of survival. Razor-sharp claws, bone-crushing teeth, and impenetrable hides are just the beginning. Some antelope species have developed spiral horns for defense, while others rely on cryptic coloration to vanish in tall grass. Even the smallest creatures, like dung beetles, play a vital role, recycling nutrients and aerating the soil, ensuring the health of the ecosystem. The eternal contest between predator and prey is a spectacle of innovation. Antelope, with their explosive acceleration and unpredictable zigzags, challenge the patience and strategy of lions. Lions, in turn, have evolved to hunt in coordinated groups, using silent signals and strategic positioning to outmaneuver even the fleetest quarry. This dynamic arms race drives the evolution of both hunter and hunted, shaping the very fabric of life on the plains. Ingenuity is the ultimate currency in Africa's wild heart. Elephants wield their trunks as versatile tools, digging for hidden water, stripping bark, or gently guiding their young. Birds like the oxpecker form symbiotic partnerships, feeding on parasites and sounding alarms at the first sign of danger. Even the clever mongoose bands together to mob venomous snakes, turning teamwork into survival. In this landscape, only those who innovate, adapt and cooperate can hope to endure. Here, every adaptation is a testament to the relentless creativity of life itself. Within the haunting beauty of Luangwa Valley, every dusk brings with it a tapestry of unseen dangers. The environment itself is a formidable adversary. Drought stretches mercilessly across the land, draining rivers to mere memories and transforming once lush grasslands into brittle, inhospitable plains. For the creatures of this wild domain, existence is a relentless wager against the elements and fate itself. In this unforgiving landscape, tragedy often strikes without warning. A lion cub, its vision stolen by the venom of a spitting cobra, sits in silent confusion, its world forever altered, left behind as the pride is compelled to move forward, survival dictating their every step. Not far away, an aged male lion, his vitality eroded by time, finds his final rest beneath the sparse shade of a thorn tree. The lethal strike of a black mamba brings a quiet, irreversible end, while the rhythm of life in Luangwa continues, indifferent to his passing. Even the formidable buffalo, symbols of endurance, are not immune to the valley's hidden threats. Driven by thirst, they traverse desolate riverbeds, their senses dulled by desperation. Some, lured away from the safety of the herd, become easy prey for patient predators or succumb to the merciless sun. Each misstep a potential death sentence. Above, vultures glide in silent anticipation, their keen eyes ever vigilant for the next victim of this harsh cycle. The scattered remains of the fallen, bleached bones and silent carcasses dot the landscape, each a sombre testament to the steep price of survival. Here, the demise of one creature is inextricably woven into the fate of countless others, a perpetual exchange in nature's ledger. In this vast, untamed expanse, the survival of the collective often demands the sacrifice of the vulnerable. The pride advances, compelled to abandon the weak. Herds press onward, leaving behind those who falter. Each loss, each silent departure, underscores the unyielding equilibrium that governs the wild. Yet, amid the sorrow and struggle, resilience persists. Lions stride through the golden haze. Buffaloes stand resolute against adversity. In Luangwa, as captured in this YouTube chronicle, beauty and heartbreak are inseparable. Each day a vivid testament to the wild's unforgiving, awe-inspiring reality. In the heart of South Luangwa National Park, a breathtaking mosaic unfolds each day, a living canvas where every animal, every tree, and every winding river is a vital thread in the tapestry of survival. As the first light of dawn spills across the land, the wilderness awakens in a symphony of movement and sound, echoing the ancient rhythms that have shaped this ecosystem for millennia. Here, elephants become architects of survival, carving deep into parched riverbeds to reveal hidden water, their efforts sustaining not only their own families, but also warthogs, antelope, and countless other creatures desperate for life-giving moisture. Lions and leopards, locked in a perpetual contest, stalk the tall grasses. Each encounter a delicate balance of power, shaping the destinies of predator and prey alike. Wild dogs, renowned for their unity, sweep across the plains in coordinated pursuit, their relentless teamwork a testament to the strength found in community. Every creature here, from the tiniest dung beetle rolling its prize beneath the blazing sun to the stealthy crocodile lurking beneath the river's surface, has evolved remarkable strategies to endure. Camouflage, speed, cunning, and cooperation. These are the tools of survival, honed by generations in a land where only the adaptable thrive. The tracks in the mud tell stories of struggle and reunion, of young animals finding their way back to the safety of the herd, and of vegetation reclaiming ground once stripped bare. Yet this intricate web is fragile. The threats are many: poaching, habitat loss, and the relentless pressure of a changing climate. Each snare removed from the bush is a silent victory, a life saved, a future preserved. Conservation here is not just a duty, it is a promise, a commitment to restore what has been lost and to shield these wild places from harm. Every effort to protect a waterhole, every patrol that safeguards a stretch of forest, is a step toward healing the land and its inhabitants. The balance here is delicate. Predator and prey, river and plain, forest and sky, all interdependent. When we protect the wild, we safeguard not just individual species, but the harmony that allows life to flourish. The health of the lion depends on the antelope, the river's flow sustains the forest, and the sky's rains nurture the grasslands. Each element is essential, each connection irreplaceable. Let us answer the call for protection with unwavering resolve. By preserving South Luangwa's ancient rhythms and wild beauty, we ensure that the struggles and triumphs of its inhabitants continue undiminished and free. The future of this extraordinary wilderness depends on our actions today, so that generations yet to come may witness the breathtaking harmony of life thriving in the heart of Africa. Beneath the intricate sun-dappled canopy of South Luangwa, every shaft of light reveals a world where life is woven together by invisible threads. Across the vast open plains, this web of life extends in all directions, an ecological network where each organism, from the smallest insect to the apex predator, is both participant and beneficiary. At the core of this system are the dynamic interactions between predator and prey, a perpetual dance that shapes population dynamics, genetic diversity, and the very structure of the ecosystem. Impalas, ever vigilant, graze with acute awareness, each ear attuned to the subtlest disturbance, their presence a vital link in the transfer of energy from grasslands to higher trophic levels. Concealed in the undergrowth, the leopard embodies patience and precision, its role as a solitary hunter regulating herbivore populations and maintaining ecological balance. When the chase erupts, it is a moment of raw power and evolutionary adaptation, predator and prey locked in a contest that determines not only individual survival, but the resilience of the entire ecosystem. The conclusion of a hunt is not merely a victory for the predator. It is a redistribution of resources, setting in motion a cascade of ecological processes. Scavengers such as hyenas and vultures arrive with remarkable efficiency, their specialized adaptations allowing them to exploit what others cannot, accelerating the decomposition process and curbing the spread of disease. By consuming every available scrap, these species ensure that nutrients are rapidly cycled back into the environment, supporting the growth of new life. Even the bones, stripped bare, become repositories of minerals, gradually returning essential elements to the soil and sustaining the next generation of flora. Insects and microbes, often overlooked, are the final architects of decomposition. Their relentless activity transforms remains into fertile earth, closing the loop of life and death. Every species, regardless of size or status, fulfills a unique ecological function, each a vital strand in the complex tapestry of the South Luangwa ecosystem. Large grazers, like zebras and buffaloes, shape the landscape, their movements opening pathways, dispersing seeds, and facilitating the survival of countless smaller organisms. The alarm calls of baboons ripple across the plains, serving as an early warning system that enhances the collective vigilance of the ecosystem, reinforcing the interconnectedness of all life forms. Even termites, through their industrious construction of mounds, engineer microhabitats and influence soil composition, providing shelter and resources for myriad other species. The food web here is a living masterpiece, an intricate, self-regulating system where energy flows seamlessly from one organism to the next, maintaining equilibrium. Like a spider's web, the removal of any single strand can send tremors throughout the entire network, threatening the stability of the whole. Here, survival is a collective endeavour, each footprint, feather and exoskeleton a testament to the shared destiny of all who inhabit this land. In South Luangwa, the enduring strength of the wild is found not in isolation, but in unity, a profound lesson in interdependence, as revealed by the intricate web of life documented in this YouTube exploration. As the sun dips below the horizon and the last golden rays fade, South Luangwa undergoes a remarkable transformation. The familiar contours of the savannah dissolve into shadow, and a new world awakens, a world ruled by the creatures of the night. The landscape, once vibrant and bustling, now slips beneath a velvet shroud. In this darkness, the true rulers of the night emerge, each perfectly adapted to thrive in the absence of light. Survival here demands more than strength or speed. It requires a mastery of stealth, heightened senses, and an intimate knowledge of the shadows. As seen in the YouTube video, the cast of characters shifts. Nocturnal specialists take centre stage. Leopards, the silent phantoms of the bush, glide through the undergrowth. Their rosetted coats break up their outline, blending seamlessly with the dappled moonlight and deep shadows. Their eyes, 6 times more sensitive than a human's, pierce the gloom. This extraordinary vision allows them to spot the faintest movement, even in near total darkness. Every step is calculated, every muscle controlled. The leopard's padded paws muffle its approach, making it almost invisible to both prey and rival predators. With whiskers outstretched, they sense the faintest tremor in the air. This tactile sense, combined with acute hearing, allows them to stalk bushbucks and hares with ghostly precision, as highlighted in the video's night vision footage. Elsewhere, the eerie cackling of the spotted hyena echoes across the plains. These sounds are more than just calls. They are signals, coordinating the movements of the clan under the cover of darkness. Hyenas are formidable nocturnal hunters, working together in tight-knit clans. Their social intelligence and communication skills allow them to outmaneuver prey and competitors alike, as seen in the coordinated hunts captured on camera. Their powerful jaws, among the strongest in the animal kingdom, crack open bones with ease. This adaptation grants them access to the rich marrow within, ensuring no part of a kill goes to waste. Above the grasslands, owls patrol the night sky. Their flight is a marvel of evolutionary engineering, utterly silent, allowing them to approach prey undetected. Specialized feathers break up the sound of air rushing over their wings, making their approach nearly impossible to hear, even for the most alert rodent. With forward-facing eyes and acute hearing, owls can triangulate the tiniest rustle in the grass. This pinpoint accuracy is often the difference between a meal and an empty stomach. In a split second, talons snap shut and the hunt is over. The cycle of life continues, unseen by most, but vital to the balance of the ecosystem. Even the elusive civet prowls the thickets, guided by an extraordinary sense of smell. Its nocturnal foraging is a testament to adaptability in the African night. The civet's masked face scans for insects, small vertebrates and fruit, whatever the darkness provides. Its omnivorous diet is a survival strategy, allowing it to exploit a wide range of food sources. Across the nocturnal world, predators share common traits: enlarged eyes for gathering light, heightened senses of smell and hearing, muted colours for camouflage, and silent strides to avoid detection. Each adaptation is a finely tuned response to the challenges of darkness, tipping the scales of survival in their favour and allowing them to flourish where others would falter. In South Luangwa, the night is not an empty void, but a vibrant stage. Here, purpose, strategy and ancient instinct converge, creating a hidden drama that unfolds every night. As the YouTube video reveals, the secret lives of Africa's nocturnal predators are a testament to nature's ingenuity, a relentless, unseen struggle that keeps the web of life turning even as the world sleeps. As the relentless dry season deepens, the South Luangwa landscape transforms into a crucible of survival, its parched earth a silent witness to one of nature's most profound spectacles. In this YouTube exploration, we witness the intricate choreography of migration, an ancient ritual that sustains the wild heart of Africa. Herds of zebra and antelope, driven by instinct and necessity, assemble at the valley's edge, restless, vigilant, and attuned to the subtle cues of the changing season. Compelled by the promise of distant water and the hope of verdant grazing, they embark on a journey that is both perilous and essential, a migration etched into the DNA of the land itself. This is the Great Migration, an odyssey of endurance and adaptation where every step is a testament to the resilience of life. The path is fraught with danger, yet it is the very engine of renewal. Shimmering clouds of dust rise as thousands of hooves strike the cracked earth, each beat echoing the urgency of survival and the rhythm of the wild. calves and fawns, fragile yet determined, cling to their mothers, absorbing the lessons of endurance and the unspoken wisdom of the herd from their very first steps. Rivers, now reduced to slender winding ribbons, become both sanctuary and hazard, lifelines that test the resolve of every traveller. Beneath the surface, crocodiles lie in silent ambush, their patience as ancient as the migration itself, waiting for a single misstep. Lions, masters of stealth, melt into the tawny grass, tracking the herds with unwavering focus, their presence a constant shadow on the journey. Every mile gained is hard won, as danger weaves through the landscape, an ever-present reminder of the delicate balance between predator and prey. The weakest, overcome by exhaustion or claimed by opportunistic hunters, are left behind, each loss a sombre note in the symphony of migration. Yet this journey is more than a struggle for existence, it is a catalyst for renewal. As dawn breaks over the herds, the promise of regeneration emerges with the first green shoots. As the grazers move onward, the land exhales, trampled earth giving way to fresh growth, the scars of passage soon softened by new life. Flattened grasslands become fertile ground for regrowth, each blade a testament to the resilience of the ecosystem. Seeds, carried in fur and lodged in hooves, are scattered across the plains, sowing the future with every step. Dung beetles arrive, industrious and tireless, breaking down droppings and enriching the soil, fueling the next cycle of abundance. Scavengers, hyenas, jackals trail the herds in a silent, vital partnership, ensuring that every resource is returned to the land. Above, vultures spiral on rising thermals, their keen eyes ever watchful for opportunity, nature's ultimate recyclers. Even the smallest architects, termites and beetles, flourish in the migration's wake, transforming remnants into the foundation of new life. This ceaseless movement orchestrates the entire ecosystem, weaving together the destinies of countless species in a tapestry of interdependence. The ebb and flow of life maintains a delicate equilibrium, predator and prey, grass and grazer, sky and soil, each thread essential to the whole. The migration is more than a journey, it is the pulse of South Luangwa, each crossing a testament to resilience, each return a promise of renewal. In this endless cycle, the wild is reborn. In the boundless reaches of the African savannah, where the relentless sun sculpts the land with searing light and deep shadows, survival hinges on a single precious resource: water. Here the air itself seems to shimmer with anticipation, and every living creature is drawn by an unspoken promise, the hope of finding a waterhole. Waterholes, scattered like rare jewels across the parched earth, are the lifeblood of the savannah. In the dry season, when rivers shrink to dusty scars and the land cracks beneath the weight of drought, these oases become the very heart of existence. As the rivers recede, their beds turning to bone-dry channels, every remaining pool of water becomes a beacon, drawing animals from miles around, each compelled by thirst and the instinct to survive. At these muddy banks, the drama of the wild unfolds. Herds of antelope, buffalo and zebra converge, their movements cautious and deliberate, each step betraying the tension that hangs in the air. As dawn breaks, the first rays of sunlight glint off the water's surface, signalling the arrival of the savannah's giants. Towering matriarch elephants lead their families to the water's edge, their trunks reaching deep into the cool depths, drawing up life-sustaining water for the youngest calves and the oldest bulls alike. Their presence commands respect, and for a moment the waterhole belongs to them. Not far behind, a dazzle of zebras, and a formidable herd of buffalo approach with measured steps, their ears flicking and nostrils flaring as they scan the horizon for lurking threats. Every visit is a calculated risk, for the waterhole is as dangerous as it is vital. Here, predator and prey are bound by a fragile truce, united by their desperate need for water. Lions, ever watchful, lie in wait at the periphery, their golden eyes fixed on the herds, while antelope and buffalo drink with one eye on the water and the other on the shadows. Above the fray, the air is alive with the flutter of wings. Crowned cranes, weavers and bee-eaters dart among the reeds, seizing their chance to drink or snatch insects from the air, their vibrant plumage a fleeting splash of colour against the muted earth tones. As the sun climbs higher, warthogs shuffle forward, kneeling awkwardly at the water's edge, their snouts caked with mud as they root for moisture and relief. Impalas crowd in, their delicate legs reflected in the shimmering surface, each animal jostling for a place, wary of both predators and rivals. In the shadows, the elusive leopard slips silently to the water's edge, its spotted coat blending perfectly with the dappled light. It drinks quickly, vanishing into the undergrowth before its presence is detected. As the day wears on and the water level drops, competition intensifies. Hippos, masters of these shrinking pools, assert their dominance with thunderous bellows, warning all others to keep their distance. Their massive bodies churn the muddy water, a display of power that few dare challenge. Beneath the surface, crocodiles lie in wait, motionless, patient, and deadly. Their eyes barely break the surface, watching for the careless or the desperate. The struggle for access can erupt into sudden violence. Horns clash, hooves churn the dust, and the hierarchy of the wild is tested in these fleeting, explosive moments. Each confrontation is a reminder that in the savannah, survival is never guaranteed. Every sip of water is hard-won. Yet amid the tension, there are moments of fragile peace. Dragonflies skim the glassy surface, their wings catching the light, while frogs chorus from the safety of the reeds, their calls echoing across the water. Buffalo egrets perch atop the backs of grazing giants, plucking insects stirred up by heavy hooves, a partnership born of necessity. In these rare moments, the waterhole becomes a sanctuary, a place where the full spectrum of savannah life converges, each species bound by the same urgent need. Every visit is a delicate negotiation, a silent agreement between predator and prey, strong and weak, to share this vital resource, if only for a moment. As the sun dips toward the horizon, the waterhole transforms once more. The last golden rays illuminate the muddy banks, casting long shadows and painting the landscape in hues of amber and crimson. As dusk settles, the waterhole grows quiet, the day's drama giving way to a hush of anticipation. Under the cover of darkness, a new cast of creatures emerges, nocturnal hunters and wary grazers drawn by the same promise of water, their movements ghostly in the moonlight. The cycle of life and death resumes, the waterhole once again the stage for silent dramas and uneasy truces. In this eternal dance, the waterhole is both battleground and sanctuary, its presence sustaining the intricate web of life at the very heart of the African savannah, as seen in every breathtaking moment captured in this YouTube journey. Beneath the vast expanse of the African sky, where golden grasses ripple in the wind, the savannah reveals a world far more intricate than the dominance of lions and leopards alone. As highlighted in this YouTube exploration, the true architects of survival are often those who remain unseen, stealth predators whose mastery of concealment and adaptation shapes the very fabric of this ecosystem. Beyond the obvious powerhouses, a diverse cast of elusive hunters operates in the margins, each occupying a unique ecological niche and contributing to the delicate balance of life. These secretive predators, expertly camouflaged among the swaying grasses, are the unsung regulators of prey populations, ensuring that no single species dominates and that the ecosystem remains resilient. Each shadow that flickers across the savanna floor represents a distinct evolutionary solution, an animal honed by millennia to exploit opportunity while evading detection. As dusk descends, the serval emerges, a feline specialist whose elongated limbs and oversized ears are not mere curiosities, but precision tools for survival. Its acute hearing, amplified by those remarkable ears, allows it to detect the faintest stirrings of rodents beneath the grass, while its long legs enable silent, measured strides. Every pause, every twitch of the ear is a calculation, an exquisite attunement to the subtlest cues of prey movement. In a sudden, explosive leap, often clearing more than 2 meters, the serval transcends the limitations of ground-bound pursuit, capturing prey that would otherwise remain hidden. This aerial prowess not only secures its own sustenance, but also regulates rodent populations, preventing outbreaks that could devastate the grasslands. The serval's leap is a living testament to the power of adaptation, an evolutionary marvel that underscores the importance of specialization in the wild. Such athleticism is not merely spectacle. It is a vital mechanism for maintaining ecological equilibrium. By targeting prey inaccessible to slower predators, the serval reduces direct competition and ensures a more even distribution of resources. In the tangled undergrowth, the bat-eared fox emerges, its enormous mobile ears a hallmark of evolutionary ingenuity. These ears, constantly swiveling, are exquisitely tuned to the subterranean world, detecting the faint vibrations of insects and termites. Unlike larger carnivores, the bat-eared fox specializes in invertebrates, consuming vast quantities of termites and beetles, species that, if left unchecked, could alter the landscape itself. By focusing on these abundant resources, the bat-eared fox avoids direct competition and plays a crucial role in controlling insect populations. Its foraging not only sustains itself, but also prevents the overconsumption of plant matter by insects, preserving the delicate balance of the grassland. Nimble paws and sharp senses allow the bat-eared fox to dig efficiently and remain vigilant, ever aware of threats from above and below. The caracal, with its striking flame-tipped ears, is a master of twilight stealth. Cloaked in the fading light, it moves with near invisibility, its tawny coat blending seamlessly with the dusk. This elusive predator specializes in avian prey, stalking birds with patience and precision. Its acrobatic leaps, among the most impressive in the animal kingdom, allow it to intercept birds in mid-flight, a feat requiring both power and timing. By preying on birds, the caracal helps regulate avian populations, indirectly influencing seed dispersal and plant regeneration across the savanna. Its muscular hind legs and flexible spine are the result of generations of selective pressure, optimizing it for this unique predatory role. Such anatomical refinement is a testament to the relentless drive of evolution, where only the most efficient strategies persist. The caracal's presence is a subtle but vital force, shaping the dynamics of prey and predator alike. The honey badger, though diminutive in stature, is legendary for its audacity and resilience. Fearless and adaptable, it traverses the savannah with a confidence that belies its size, undeterred by threats that would send others fleeing. Its thick, loose skin and formidable claws are evolutionary defences, rendering it resistant to bites, stings, and even venom. This near immunity allows the honey badger to exploit food sources that are perilous to most, including venomous snakes and aggressive insects. Its omnivorous diet, ranging from small mammals to honeycomb, makes it a key player in nutrient cycling and pest control. By consuming venomous snakes, the honey badger helps regulate populations of these dangerous reptiles, while its raids on beehives disperse pollen and influence plant reproduction. When threatened, it emits a pungent odour and displays a ferocity that deters even the most determined adversaries, reinforcing its role as a formidable deterrent in the food web. This defensive prowess ensures its survival and maintains a check on would-be predators. Even apex predators think twice before challenging the honey badger, a testament to its ecological significance. Not all stealth predators rely on speed or brute force. Some, like the African wildcat, are paragons of patience and subtlety. Nearly indistinguishable from its domestic relatives, the African wildcat is a master of camouflage, blending seamlessly into the dry grasses. It can remain motionless for hours, waiting for the perfect moment to strike, an energy-efficient strategy that maximizes hunting success while minimizing risk. When opportunity arises, its attack is swift and decisive, ensuring a high rate of success. This subtlety not only aids in hunting, but also in evading larger predators, securing its place in the complex web of savanna life. These secretive hunters, rarely glimpsed by human eyes or even by the camera's lens, are the silent custodians of ecological balance. Their presence weaves a vital thread through the savanna's living tapestry, influencing everything from prey abundance to plant diversity. Each predator, by carving out a distinct niche, reduces direct competition and fosters a dynamic equilibrium, balancing risk, reward, and resource allocation. Stealth, agility, and intelligence are their tools, enabling them to persist where only the most adaptable can survive. In this harsh and ever-changing environment, adaptability is the ultimate currency. As night falls and the moon casts its silver glow, the savanna stirs with unseen activity, grasses whispering with the passage of nocturnal hunters. The masters of stealth resume their silent pursuit, their movements shaping the fate of countless species. Though rarely seen, these secret predators are the invisible architects of the savanna, their influence echoing through every blade of grass and every heartbeat in the wild. As dawn breaks over the vast African savanna, the golden light reveals not just beauty, but a profound transformation underway. The landscape, once governed by ancient rhythms, now faces a new and unpredictable force: climate change. Africa's fiercest predators, lions, cheetahs and leopards, stand at the front line of this environmental upheaval. As highlighted in the YouTube video, these apex hunters are now challenged by a climate in flux, an adversary as relentless as any rival. The once predictable cycle of wet and dry seasons, which orchestrated migrations and hunts, is unravelling. Time-lapse footage shows lush grasslands fading into arid plains as rainfall patterns become erratic and droughts intensify. For the mighty lion, king of these plains, the consequences are immediate. Shrinking territories and withering grasslands force prey herds to scatter in desperate search of water, leaving prides isolated and hungry. Prides must now roam farther than ever before, expending precious energy as they traverse barren expanses. Lion cubs, once sheltered by abundance, grow increasingly vulnerable to hunger and exhaustion, their survival hanging by a thread. The familiar hunting grounds have become a maze of uncertainty. Every stalk through the tall, dry grass is a gamble, as prey becomes scarce and the terrain unpredictable. Cheetahs, the embodiment of speed and agility, face their own crisis. As the YouTube documentary illustrates, open grasslands are rapidly giving way to encroaching bush, shrinking the cheetah's hunting grounds. Their legendary chases, once a spectacle across open plains, are now hindered by tangled undergrowth. Sparse gazelle herds force cheetahs into fierce competition with other carnivores, such as hyenas, for every meal. The cheetah's slender aerodynamic frame, perfected by evolution for speed, now teeters on the edge of disadvantage in this altered world, where agility is no longer enough. Leopards, renowned for their adaptability, are also feeling the strain. As forests shrink and woodlands recede, these elusive hunters are forced to retreat deeper into diminishing cover. They climb higher, seeking refuge on thinning branches. But as the tree canopy vanishes, their camouflage, once their greatest asset, becomes less effective, exposing them to new dangers. With fewer hiding places, leopards are forced to alter their hunting strategies. They risk more daylight encounters and shift their activity to the cooler hours of dusk and dawn, adapting to survive. Yet, as the YouTube video powerfully demonstrates, these predators are not passive victims. Even as habitats shift and prey patterns change, lions, cheetahs and leopards display remarkable resilience and ingenuity. Lions adapt by expanding their diets, scavenging more frequently, and learning to hunt new, unconventional prey, from birds to reptiles, as traditional game becomes scarce. Cheetahs, sensitive to heat, now hunt during the cooler hours of dawn and dusk, avoiding the relentless midday sun that lingers longer with each passing year. Leopards, ever resourceful, exploit new territories, venturing along shadowy riverbanks and even the fringes of human settlements, finding innovative ways to survive in a world transformed. Still, the balance between predator and prey grows increasingly fragile. Every track in the cracked earth tells a story of struggle and adaptation. The web of life, once anchored by the certainty of the seasons, now trembles at the edge of uncertainty. Disrupted migrations and altered landscapes threaten the delicate equilibrium that has endured for millennia. For Africa's apex hunters, adaptation is no longer a choice. It is a race against time. Their survival depends on instinct, innovation, and the ability to read the ever-changing winds. In the shifting shadows of the savannah, as shown in the YouTube documentary, survival belongs to those who can carve a future from a landscape transformed, where every day is a testament to resilience in the face of a changing climate. Gap 1s. As the heat of the savannah intensifies and predators fade into the shade, a different cast of characters emerges, often overlooked, yet vital to the ecosystem's survival. The YouTube video now turns its focus to the silent custodians of the plains, scavengers. Gap 1s. In the aftermath of every hunt, after the dust has settled and the dominant predators have taken their fill, the savannah's clean-up crew arrives. Spotted hyenas with their powerful jaws and remarkable stamina lead the procession. They are joined by a congress of vultures, white-backed, lappet-faced, and Ripple's griffon, each circling high above, their sharp eyes scanning for the telltale signs of a fresh carcass. Gap 1s. The role of these scavengers is far from simple opportunism. As highlighted in the documentary, their arrival triggers a rapid transformation. Time-lapse footage reveals the astonishing efficiency with which they strip a carcass to the bone in a matter of hours, recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem and preventing the spread of disease. Without their intervention, the savannah would quickly become overwhelmed by decaying remains, threatening the health of all who live here. Gap ones. The YouTube video captures the intricate hierarchy that unfolds around a kill. Hyenas, with their numbers and tenacity, often dominate, but even they must contend with the relentless persistence of marabou, storks, and jackals. Vultures, masters of patience, wait for their moment, then descend in a flurry of wings, each species specializing in a particular task. Some tearing tough hide, others deftly picking at the scraps left behind. Gap ones. Yet even these survivors face mounting challenges. With climate change altering migration routes and reducing the numbers of large herbivores, food becomes scarce. Vultures, in particular, are threatened by dwindling carcasses and the silent menace of poisoning, often the unintended result of human conflict with predators. The documentary's footage lingers on the haunting image of empty skies where once great flocks soared. Gap ones. Despite these threats, scavengers continue to adapt. Hyenas expand their territories, foraging farther and learning to exploit new opportunities, from abandoned campsites to the remains left by other carnivores. Vultures, ever resourceful, adjust their flight paths, travelling greater distances in their search for sustenance, their survival hinging on the health of the entire ecosystem. Gap ones. The YouTube video reminds us that these unsung heroes are not merely consumers of death, they are guardians of life. By cleansing the land and recycling what remains, scavengers ensure that the cycle of life continues unbroken, even as the world around them changes. Their presence is a testament to nature's intricate design, where every role, no matter how humble, is essential to the balance of the savannah. Gap ones. In the fading light, as the last bones are picked clean, the savannah is ready for renewal. The silent custodians melt back into the landscape, their work unseen but indispensable, sustaining the delicate web of life for another day. As the savannah cycles through its seasons, the balance between predator and prey is rewritten with every shift in the wind. The YouTube video transitions to sweeping aerial shots. The grasslands transform from lush green to brittle gold. Rivers shrink to dusty ribbons, and the tempo of life accelerates. In the early rains, prey animals thrive. Herds of impala, wildebeest and zebra scatter across the plains, their young hidden in the tall, dew-soaked grasses. Predators, too, flourish in this abundance. Lions prowl the verdant cover, cheetahs streak across the open fields, and leopards stalk the shadows, their movements masked by the thick foliage. The video highlights how, during this time, the odds tip in favour of the prey. Cover is plentiful, and the young have a fighting chance to evade pursuit. But as the dry season tightens its grip, the savannah becomes an unforgiving arena. Waterholes shrink, forcing both predator and prey into ever closer quarters. The camera lingers on tense standoffs at the muddy banks, a pride of lions lying in wait, crocodiles lurking beneath the surface, and herds approaching with palpable caution. The YouTube video's expert narration reveals that these moments are shaped by necessity, not choice. Every sip of water is a risk, every visit a potential ambush. The scarcity of resources sharpens the skills of hunters. Packs of African wild dogs coordinate with uncanny precision, exploiting the exhaustion of their quarry as the heat drains every ounce of strength. Hyenas, ever opportunistic, shadow-weakened herds ready to seize any faltering straggler. The prey, in turn, adapt their strategies. Herds bunch tighter, sentinels remain vigilant, and migration routes shift in search of greener pastures. Time-lapse sequences illustrate how the ebb and flow of the seasons dictate the very rhythm of life and death. The video emphasizes that these changes are not merely cycles of hardship and bounty. They are a tug-of-war, where adaptation is the only constant. The fate of each animal is bound to the rains, the grass, and the relentless passage of the sun. In closing, the YouTube video underscores the profound truth. On the savannah, the changing seasons are both sculptor and judge, shaping not only the land, but the destinies of all who call it home. Here, survival is a dance choreographed by nature itself, and every step is dictated by the pulse of the ever-changing world. As the savannah's predators refine their cunning, the prey are not passive participants in this ancient contest. They are innovators in their own right, sculpted by millennia of relentless pursuit. In this chapter, we step deeper into the world of the hunted, uncovering the remarkable adaptations that have emerged in response to evolving threats. The video zooms in on a herd of impala, their ears flicking with hypersensitivity. Each subtle twitch is a product of evolutionary arms races, muscles and nerves fine-tuned to detect the faintest rustle of grass. The narration reveals how their panoramic vision, with eyes set wide apart, allows them to scan for danger even as they graze. Slow-motion footage captures the signature stotting leap, a high, bounding jump that sends a clear message to predators. I am strong and not worth the chase. Scientists call this honest signaling, a strategy to deter pursuit before it even begins. Elsewhere, the camera follows a dazzle of zebras. Their stripes, once thought to simply confuse predators, are now understood to disrupt a hunter's depth perception in the chaos of a chase. The video overlays thermal imaging to show how these patterns may even deter biting flies, reducing disease, a double-edged advantage in the wild. The narration shifts to wildebeest calves, born with the ability to stand and run within minutes. This rapid mobilization is not luck, but a hardwired adaptation, ensuring that the vulnerable young are never left behind. Aerial shots show how the herd forms a living shield, encircling the calves at the slightest sign of threat, the group's collective vigilance acting as a moving fortress. As the predators evolve new tactics, coordinated ambushes, silent stalking, and high-speed pursuits, the prey respond with shifting migration routes, unpredictable movement patterns, and even changes in grazing times. The video highlights how some antelope species feed at dawn and dusk, exploiting the low light to mask their silhouettes, while others synchronize births to overwhelm predators with sheer numbers. Each adaptation is a testament to the ceaseless dialogue between hunter and hunted, an evolutionary chess match played across generations. The camera lingers on the alert eyes of a gazelle, the twitch of a zebra's tail, the synchronized dash of a wildebeest herd. Here, survival is not just about speed or strength, but about outthinking and outmaneuvering the ever-adapting threat. In the grand theatre of the savannah, the prey are not mere victims. They are active players, their strategies as sophisticated as those of their pursuers. The YouTube video reminds us, on evolution's edge, every trait, every behavior is a story written in the language of survival. Across the endless expanse of the savannah, survival is not dictated by strength or speed alone. It is written into the very contours of the land. In this chapter, we journey through the diverse mosaic of the landscape itself, uncovering how hills, riverbanks, rocky outcrops, and dense thickets become the silent allies or hidden threats to the animals who call this place home. The camera sweeps over a patchwork of golden grasslands punctuated by scattered acacia trees. Here, topography is more than mere backdrop. It is a living map of opportunity and danger. Antelope graze close to termite mounds, using these elevated vantage points to scan for predators lurking in the tall grass. With every flick of an ear or turn of a head, they exploit the high ground, gaining precious seconds to react to threats. Cut to a narrow river channel, its banks carved by seasonal floods. A family of warthogs darts toward the water's edge, vanishing into the maze of reeds and tangled roots. For these animals, the labyrinthine cover is a lifeline, offering escape routes invisible to less agile pursuers. The narration highlights how riverine forests act as corridors, not only sheltering prey, but also channeling the movements of predators who learn to use the dense foliage for stealthy approaches. In the stony uplands, klipspringers, nimble antelope with rubbery hooves, navigate sheer cliffs with acrobatic ease. The video zooms in on their unique adaptation, hooves shaped like ballet slippers, allowing them to balance on the smallest outcrops. Here, the rocky terrain is both armor and advantage, a fortress few predators dare to breach. Elsewhere, the camera lingers on a pride of lions, their golden coats blending into the sun-bleached grass. The narration explains how predators harness the landscape as much as their prey, using wind direction, shadows, and natural depressions to mask their scent and silhouette during a hunt. Aerial shots reveal the subtle trails etched into the earth by generations of migration, guiding herds to waterholes hidden from plain sight. The video overlays heat maps, showing how animals adjust their daily rhythms to the shifting microclimates created by hills and valleys. In the heat of midday, herds retreat to shaded gullies, while predators rest in the cool embrace of bushy thickets. When dusk falls, open plains become highways, but the cover of darkness and uneven ground can turn a routine journey into a perilous gamble. As the narration draws to a close, viewers are reminded that every hoofbeat, every leap, every decision is influenced by the terrain beneath. In the grand design of the savannah, the land is a silent player, shaping destinies, hiding secrets, and forever rewriting the rules of survival. The landscape is not just scenery, it is strategy, woven into the lives of every creature that walks, runs, or stalks the wild heart of Africa. As the golden hues of the savannah stretch toward the horizon, a new chapter quietly begins to write itself. One shaped not only by the eternal dance of predator and prey, but by forces that ripple far beyond the grasslands. Africa's apex hunters, lions, leopards, cheetahs, wild dogs and hyenas, stand at a crossroads, their future intertwined with a world in flux. The camera glides over a pride of lions, resting in the dwindling shade of an acacia tree. Once rulers of vast territories, their domains now fragment, hemmed in by expanding woodlands and encroaching bush, the silent aftermath of shifting rainfall and altered fire regimes. The narration reveals how, as climate patterns change, traditional hunting grounds are transforming. Open plains morph into tangled thickets, favouring some predators while challenging others. Cut to a cheetah scanning the horizon. The narration notes that the world's fastest land animal now faces a new race. Not against antelope, but against time itself. Sparse prey and shrinking open spaces force cheetahs to adapt, honing their hunting skills in unfamiliar terrain or risking dangerous encounters with rival carnivores drawn into closer quarters. A stealthy leopard slinks through the dense underbrush, expertly navigating the new mosaic of woodland and scrub. For these solitary hunters, the evolving landscape is both opportunity and obstacle. The narration highlights how leopards, masters of adaptation, may become the unexpected beneficiaries. Yet even they are not immune to the pressures of competition and the scarcity of safe havens. Aerial footage reveals scattered packs of African wild dogs weaving through a patchwork of grass and brush. Their survival depends on tight-knit teamwork, but as corridors narrow and prey becomes unpredictable, the odds grow steeper. The video overlays a map showing historical migration routes now severed by new rivers, shifting vegetation and climate-induced barriers. The narration shifts to the unseen threats, rising temperatures, unpredictable rains, and the relentless march of invasive plant species. These subtle changes ripple through the web of life, altering prey populations and forcing predators to rewrite ancient strategies. Even the mighty hyena, adaptable and resourceful, must navigate a landscape where old certainties crumble. As dusk falls, the camera lingers on the eyes of a lioness, reflecting both the fading day and the uncertainty ahead. The narration concludes. The future of Africa's predators is not written in stone, but in the choices made by nature, and by the unseen hand of a changing world. Their resilience and adaptability will be tested as never before, but within every challenge lies the seed of survival. In this unfolding story, the predators of Africa remain both guardians and barometers of the wild, a living testament to nature's enduring power, and a reminder that the fate of many rests in the balance. The Crossroads has arrived. The next chapter is being written, one leap, one hunt, and one decision at a time.